Viral content, and is it all that? Solo brand names new CEO after Snoop marketing miss. How did it miss the mark so much?
Were we paying enough attention to the actual product? I didn't realise it was called Solo Stoves.
What's the point in going viral? If that viral message is not promoting the business or the product well enough to sell it, what's the point?
There is no point.
Welcome to the Fake Market, everyone.
Welcome.
Nick's back.
I'm back again.
Episode 36. And today we're discussing viral content. And is it all that?
Is it?
Well, is it? Because we spoke about Solo Stove the other week, and there's been an update on that, which I'm looking forward to talking about. But before we go any further, right?
Yeah.
So I want to give a little shout out. And this is the power of the pod. Oh, this is really annoying because I have to go back into this. So the power of the pod. No. Right. So I want to give someone called Paul Alban a massive shout out from Big Bear Events. He's the race director there. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but he listens to this podcast.
Maybe I'll get sent an ice bath. So, yeah, go on. I've interrupted.
He's the race director at Big Bear Events. They do running events.
Oh, running events. You said race.
No, what I'm getting to is he's obviously listened to he appreciates the first 10 minutes of this podcast, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, can I, Karen?
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, cool.
Pausing.
So this was his message, which I've not replied to yet, actually, because I've had a busy weekend. But just heard you talk about wanting to do the Arc of Attrition next year. Given all the freebies... given all the freebies I've taken from you at the marketing push, feel free to use one of my events, bigbearevents.net, as a bit of a practice. Use the code... and they're free, so I went for that, lad.
What was it again?
Yeah. Also, the fake marketer is really good. But give the other guy a mic. I listen on headphones and can't make him loud enough to hear him. Well, there's a reason for that, Paul.
Give the people what they want.
We don't want to hear him, and neither do you.
Yeah.
So massive shout out to Paul.
But it's the producer in the background, isn't it? It's like...
Yeah.
Like,
what's his name? Jamie, yeah. So that is the power of the pod. So Paul...
Thanks, Paul.
Paul, absolute legend.
So he goes to the marketing push event.
Apparently so, yeah.
And that wasn't that bit you talked about. That wasn't in the clip. That was like deep. That was like in the episode. So that means.
Well, he listened to it on his headphones, he says.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out, Paul. Fair play.
So that race that he promotes, that Arc
of Attrition. That's in Jan. That's the one I spoke about.
So he organises that, does he?
No, he's saying that you can do one of my events to get prep for it.
Oh, right. Okay.
But Paul, I'm going to give you a little. I'm going to reply, but I've got a few races coming up, ultras, and they're going to be done, and they're nails. So the Arc of Attrition's piece, really. So
I'll do that then.
Yeah. So there you go.
You're not going to ask me if I do my homework.
Well, Michael, I was going to, and I thought, am I going to get annoyed with Michael and his homework? And I thought, because I've had a bit of a bad day, I wasn't going to ask. You've done your homework. That's fantastic. Okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah, brilliant. Can you put that on? Yeah, can you send me that? Yeah, that's fantastic.
You could probably find a better one of me.
That's like your headshot, Nick.
Yeah. Do you know what? Did you ask Liv about all the? Because there'll be some laughing ones. Because you two fit the bus better than I do. Do you know what I mean?
It's like a bang bus.
We need to find one where my head's on a bit of a. I wish it was a bang bus.
Okay, well, let's not go into too much detail. But it's a start. So, Michael, well done. One piece of homework has been completed.
Yeah,
great.
Olivia, contact her. She works for us. You might know.
Right. Before we kick off,
yeah,
what advertising and marketing?
I've got one. You're going to like this. This is an advert. They've not done anything special, but there's a program I've been watching, and this comes at the beginning and the end of every advert in the breaks. Okay, and it's so repetitive, and I thought of you. So this is how this has worked. Is I've watched it, I'm telling you about it, and you'll be going to buy it if you haven't heard of it. It's a new type of hummus called Ramona's hummus.
I saw it in Tesco's.
That has been in my life in advertising for the last 5 days.
I'm
telling you about it, and they'll get a sale because you're going to go and try it, aren't you?
Okay.
It's a massive tub as well.
So this is really weird. So this is where the law of attraction actually happens. You know, when I was on the phone to you on Monday last night, when I was I was in Leeds, and I called you that evening about something, and I was around Tesco's getting a sandwich. I saw that while I was on the phone to you.
That's crazy.
I could even tell you the aisle it was on.
That's pretty crazy.
Is it as good as organic from M&S?
I've not tried it.
We'll soon see.
But you get loads. You get a big tub.
Yeah,
a yogurt one.
Me and Quinn would fly through that.
Lots of people are saying that it's good.
Okay.
Firm family favourite now.
So they've gone a bit, they're in your face, bit of omnipresent, just go, okay, cool, like that.
Yeah. So that was my bit of advertising. And something else I thought was cool last night with Netflix. I'd gone over to my mum's and we were just talking about things to watch on Netflix. And she didn't have them on a screen. She just said, oh, there's this Mel Gibson one, which is a few years back, about his daughter getting killed or whatever. Got home, I thought, oh, let's watch that one that Mum was going on about. We put it on, and it was the first thing that came up on Netflix.
Brilliant.
Love it. I love it when all that stuff sort of happens.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? So mine is a little shout out to Centre Parks. So I've been looking at booking Centre Parks. Potentially overseas, because they've got a European arm to their business.
Yeah.
They do, yeah. So put in all the dates and realise that basically I'm not minted.
It's expensive going to.
It's really expensive, and
it's
also
the add-ons, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and then when you get there, everything costs. And I've watched loads of video, and again, back to my source of truth, which is YouTube. Watching vloggers go there, it doesn't seem like there's much to do. Apart from like one area where it's just loads of bars and cafe, I'm like, well, I can do that in my local town.
And, and the swimming pool with slides, and then.
Yeah, this is me being miserable, and again, this is my tightness coming into it. So I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
You have to pay for like the activities and stuff.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, yes,
Everything's on top.
Everything's on top, so it gets really pricey. So I'm just going to get a caravan, basically. That's what it comes down to.
We've got Centre Parks at home.
Yeah, we're just going to go to a caravan site over in Norwich way, but Norfolk. But I have to give a shout out to them. So they, and again, this is where they're brilliant. They must be using Klaviyo or something because they don't have my details. So, hello, Urquhart family. Have you booked? It's, they started.
So hold on. So they didn't have your club. So what did you receive an email?
Yeah, all emails
to the Urquhart family. But who was the sender? Who was the address it was sent to?
My email.
But you haven't registered for it.
No.
So I've had this.
Brilliant.
I had this when we were for Cocoa Canopy. Mm-hmm. I started looking at their competitor, which is one in all over London.
Yeah.
Hot chocolate shop. Noops or something. Knoops. And then within half an hour, I got a thank you for basically I'm on their email. But how's that
cool,
work?
Isn't it? Yeah.
How are they getting our personal email address?
Don't know. It's class though. Not my problem, but it's good.
It is good, yeah.
Yeah. So I was impressed Centre Parks on that.
Need to figure that out. Actually.
Content in the email wasn't great, so again, if Centre Parks, if you're looking for, we can help. But I was impressed with that. The headline, I really enjoyed that. It turned me on a bit.
Yeah, good.
Cool.
Like that. Well, we need to do research into figuring out how they get into your inbox.
Yeah.
When you haven't subscribed. Because I was thinking about it. I was like, I'm sure I didn't subscribe for anything.
No, I've been unsubscribing from quite a few emails recently, just because I'm never going to engage with you, so it's pointless you sending them, and it's because it costs you money.
And the things that popped out of the past at Christmas time,
I know, you said
ridiculous.
I know. But anyway, viral content. So the other day, a few weeks ago, probably before Christmas, we spoke about Solo Stove, right?
Yeah.
So paid a lot of money to Snoop Dogg. So what? And again, Michael, you mentioned how much he does for a few bars and stuff. Because that's what it's called in the rap world. Cheers, Jason. And then I read this article 10 hours ago. Solo brand names new CEO after Snoop marketing miss. Solo said its marketing campaign, which included last year's viral Snoop Dogg ad, raised brand awareness for Solo Stove, but did not lead to the sales lift it had planned. And I think this is,
we discussed this. How much would he have got paid for that?
There you go, the daily, yeah. So I read this earlier. So what, that was the 8th of January, I must have, this was last week. So, but what's really interesting is around this point of virality. And again, this is such a good example of something that has touched most people's screens in the last, say, 8 weeks, right? Well, especially over Christmas, while, most people are in market for that product. But how did it miss the mark so much?
If it says they got 60,000 new followers on social media.
Were we paying enough attention to the actual product, or was it the comical value that Snoop Dogg sitting next to a fire, warming his hands?
It's a big ad, but when you said Solo Stoves, I was like, well, you could have said anything.
Well, yeah, prior to recording, I'd said, who is it? And even I couldn't remember, actually.
I couldn't remember. I didn't realise it was called Solo Stoves.
No.
But then it'd be interesting. I don't know if you can find something on how Just Eat would be doing, because Just Eat used him, and now they're using those two female singers, aren't they?
I think the difference with something like Solo Stove and Just Eat, they've got two very entirely different business models. Just Eat, I would say that most of us are going to be using Just Eat or something of that ilk for the rest of our lives. Reality is, unless you live like where you are. But since I've moved back to Leamington, I use it too often.
Really? How often do you reckon you use it?
Twice, 3 times a month.
Okay.
No.
I was going to say a week.
No. But back to the centre backs, to Mr. Ty over here.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't.
People would do.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It's so easy and it's so accessible. So, again, they're going to get a few pennies off me every month, aren't they, for the entirety of my life? Whereas Solo Stove.
Like, who's buying a fire pit? People are, but why do you need Snoop Dogg to buy a fire pit? Do you know what I mean? It's an expensive ad campaign, isn't it, for something that...
Well, but it goes back to the point of what does virality bring? What does it actually bring?
Well, yeah, it's easy in hindsight to say something, isn't it? Whereas you could probably think Uni pizza ovens would probably have done better if they'd had someone like that coming in, because they've just flown out and it's become a new UK craze, isn't it? A European craze to have a little pizza oven. Maybe they're trying to do the same thing for a stove.
But back to my point, what's the point in going viral? Marketing is there for one purpose and one purpose only, to feed your sales engine, right? That's what marketing is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's to get your brand, your message in front of your audience to then buy your product. That's what marketing is. That's 101. C'est la vie. If that viral message is going to the wrong audience or not promoting the business or the product well enough to sell it, what's the point?
There is no point.
And that's a good example. We look at how many people it's touched in that last 8 weeks. We spoke about it on a little podcast in Leamington Spa. This was done in the States somewhere. We're speaking about it, so it's done its job. But have any of us or any with our immediate families bought a Solo Stove? No. And would we? Probably not. But it's an expensive gig, isn't it, to go viral?
Yeah. And that's actually paying to stop. That's paying to go viral, isn't it?
Well, and this is it. We spoke also at Christmas around the pub in Ireland that did the Christmas advert that again went viral. But that pub can only seat 30 people.
Yeah. Well, fish and chip shop over at Coventry.
Binley Mega Chippy. What's the song?
Binley Mega Chippy.
Binley Mega Chippy.
But that went viral. That had queues for weeks, didn't it?
It did. What made me laugh is on TikTok the other day, actually. Someone came up and went, I'm outside Binley Mega Chippy, and it's not that busy. Like, it was brilliant. They were trying to sell the business, and they've still got T-shirts up. They're still flogging merch, which is class.
Yeah, because it's just a bag of chips, which probably isn't better than anywhere else. I don't even know what made it go viral.
The song.
The song made it go viral.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that's it. But what's the point?
Yeah,
like
it gets like all the eyes on you, but it's then what you do after that.
So we could even think of it from like some of our clients. Like, I know with that dating app, we were thinking of trying to do something that could go viral.
Yeah,
but what we're trying to get out of it, obviously we're trying to get people to install.
I was on the phone with that client today, and when we going over to the States, and I was saying, around content, and I agree, having something going viral is brilliant, but it's only brilliant if it meets the objectives of what you're trying to achieve. there's no point having a viral video for the sake of having a viral video.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm still, and that again, that is such a good example of a client that's gone, I want to do this, I want to do that. And it's like, yeah, the agency, they're the only ones that have come good from that.
Yeah.
And Snoop, because he gets charged a fortune. He charges a fortune. They're the only two people that have done well off of that. The business itself has not profited from that. They've made a loss. Now, if they'd have gone to that agency and the agency had said, right, we're going to only spend $5,000 on a piece of creative, which to the naked eye looks a little bit rubbish, but it gets you conversions, would they still do it?
It's not as like sexy, but it would do what.
But it comes down to what the conversion is, doesn't it? Or the end of it, and how you measure it. And
but
how
would
you?
I'm there. So
repeat the question.
So the client, you're the client, and I'm the agency, and I've got A and B, right? I've got option A. We're going to use Snoop Dogg and go viral. Yeah, I like that. In our budget, yeah, in our budget. Got option B. It's well under budget. Pretty look a little bit rubbish, but I can pretty much guarantee your sales on that one.
And this is your ROI you're probably likely to get.
Well, I can guarantee it, yeah.
Ego would make Snoop Dogg go ahead.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't
Pure ego, that is.
Yeah.
That's a pure ego move.
But it's hard to say no to, isn't it?
Yeah, because if you think like about all the people, it's I saw a thing that the Drum put up, and they said because there was like two posts. There was like the post that said I'm done smoke, I quit smoking or whatever, and then there was the ad, and it's the one where he announced he was quitting smoking had 4.7 million likes and 174,000 comments. Obviously, that's not directly attributed to them, but like it's sort of their campaign, I guess. But
yeah,
it's a lot of eyes, but it doesn't sell you the stove. It's sort of pointless.
The biggest thing I like about that thing you put on the screen is the grammar. So some people have voted to quit smoking with him. Someone said, if Snoop not smoking no more, that's our big ass sign, FR, to all smokers.
Do you know what they need? I think they need a platform that could reply to those comments. Couldn't they?
Yeah.
Do you think they could?
Apart from the AI would go, what's FR?
For real.
Not
is
this.
It for real?
I was going to say 4.
Big ass. For
just
real.
Shows how little we know. But they need a platform to reply to those comments. Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, reach out soon, March 14th.
Yo.
So what?
I think too many people get into this whole wanting something to go viral because of and I think it's ego most of the time that makes that want to happen.
Well, I'm guilty for it a little bit.
Go on, what have you done that's...
No, not that. Everything I do, Nick, is money orientated.
No.
When it comes to this business,
you made that comment.
But so like we've got a little TikTok, which is the fake marketer, which we put the clips on for, and the marketing push. And I know when Michael puts that on, because I get a little alert going, hey, just had a few likes, and it's really good. Like we get like 80 likes on some of them, and I'm like, we've never had like a 5,000 one. I'm like, this is good stuff. But then I'm also in my mind, I then have to remember and go, it's not about. We've served it to 2,000 people and they're watching it. And it's like on LinkedIn, when I put on content on there, the volume of watch time we get is incredible. I'd love, but the ego in me goes, I want something to go mad.
Yeah.
But I know it won't, because and that's where the content we produce will never ever go viral, because we don't produce that type of content. We produce content that adds value to someone. Our value we won't add value to everybody on LinkedIn. We won't add value to everyone on TikTok. We'll only add value to a certain percentage of people, which means we'll never go viral.
Yeah, our objective isn't to do that.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I think if we wanted just to go viral, we'd edit it in a totally different way. And it's like, I think when we started doing it and I spoke to you, it was like, you were like, we have to sort of make sure that we're not doing it just for likes, we're doing it for like a purpose.
What would be interesting though is if you did an edit, one edit of the next lot, which you think would, it'd be interesting to see.
Which would go get more likes than something that's done.
Or just go conversion. More than. It'd be interesting to see.
You guys are gonna have to say something like out there for me to use.
I think that you've got plenty in my company within the realms of what we've got filmed, but again, that for us, it's around what the objective is, which is adding value, so people like Paul can go. Oh no, he comes to the push as well, which is brilliant. So again, there's two bits of value he's had. He's come to the marketing push over in Warwick, and he's now listening to this. Fantastic.
Yeah, I would say ego comes into it a lot. My example of ego would be with my podcast is the fact that.
Have you got a podcast?
I looked the other day.
What's it called?
It's Let's Run Facebook Ads, the podcast.
Okay, cool.
I looked actually on the podcast on Apple the other day, and luckily I'm still top. But where the ego comes in, that's not the ego actually, because I'm just being stupid for this. But where the ego comes in is the fact that when we started pushing out the YouTube, it was because my ego was like, there's no reason I can't have as many 100,000 followers of the other guys. But then I had to. Then I said no, change. We're scrapping that. It's going to take too long to grow it to get with those. We're already getting what we need and more out of what we've got. We just need to push more into the channel that's working. But it was ego that was pulling me away. It'd take ages. It would take me 5 years to get to the catch up with those guys. And that's ego, isn't it?
But the viral stuff's annoying because there is some merit to it. Especially consumer brands, there is merit to going amazingly viral.
I think there's also a lot of people out there, these Instagram content creators and whatever, who are boasting how make your video go viral by these simple steps and blah blah blah.
Yeah, but that's BS.
It is, but it's pulling. Most of it's bullshit that's pulling someone in, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But even even shout out to Ollie at Nonsensical over there. They do the video content for a curry house in Bristol called Urban Tandoor.
I saw them again recently.
Oh, because they produce they're really clever in what they do. And what's interesting is they keep to a strategy, which is we're gonna what's the word I'm looking for? Like voice over a parody of certain songs. So like obviously the Saltburn or Salt Bay, that new film.
Yeah.
Murder on the Dance Floor. So they've done it on that. Sophie Ellis-Bextor, legend. My granddad used to fancy her.
Waffle guy interviewed her last week.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Sorry, maybe totally got off topic.
Yeah, so no, Murder on the Dance Floor, they made a video.
Yeah, now it's mad because it's a pretty big curry house in Bristol. Now they pay the guys Nonsensical, I'm assuming some decent dough to produce that video content every month. But they can only sit so many people, can't they? Every evening.
Staying on the map though, isn't it?
But when I spoke to Ollie about this, people go from around the country.
Yeah, he said that to me.
Around the country
people
to
travel
just like a destination.
Yeah.
There, which is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. What curry house, it's got 174,000 followers.
But look, if you scroll down,
6.5 million likes.
4.9 million views, that one.
Which is that the dance floor one there? Yeah, it is because he's got the stag on his head. Yeah.
Murder of the Tandoor.
I don't know who writes the lyrics.
It's Ollie's lot in Birmingham.
Do they?
Yeah, they do it. Yeah. Some of them are really bad though.
Have you watched Saltburn yet?
No.
I saw this before I knew that Nonsensical did it, so I just followed them and thought it was good. And then I remember after the marketing push when Ollie did it, I followed them on LinkedIn, and he reshared it, going like, we've been doing. And I was like,
But what's amazing though, and this is again viral. Look at if you scroll down, obviously look, they've had their brilliant success stories, but look at some of them. They've not got loads. Like they've got 50,000, 18,000 on that one. Well, they've got 170,000 followers. Yet TikTok has decided not to push it out to 150 of those.
Yeah, 20,000 there. I've seen that one. And these are all after the naan bread bed.
No, it won't.
Because it was the naan bread bed that was the first one that made them go viral, wasn't it? The duvet set that was made out of naan bread.
Only naans.
Only naans. That was it. Yeah, that was it.
Only naans.
And so loads. Yeah. But the Saltburns had 4.9 million views.
Now, it's trackable because these guys will easily be able to see what's our revenue been. Yeah, really simple. Because the only marketing they do is with Vol.
Great creativity, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. And that's, there's like, last year we did this year, but there'll be a ceiling because they can only have so many people sitting in their restaurant. Now, locally, probably more people would rather order Urban Tandoor than another curry house. But there's a ceiling, isn't there, to that? How many people buy a curry on a Friday night or a Saturday night or order it in? So,
it's only really good if their curry house is actually good as well.
It's all the same though. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but I'm saying
I could have a korma here and in Oban, and it'd still be the same.
It's like with the stoves, though. If that stove's no good, then like it doesn't matter how big they're advertising things.
I don't think the smokeless stove is that big an issue. I know you said it annoys you, but the amount of times you sit outside and actually have a thing, I wouldn't buy a specific stove in the UK anyway to go, I don't want smoke on that.
It's like a gimmick.
I've been, yeah. Well, my neighbours were sitting outside by their fire Saturday night, and I'd had just come in from the corner and went, nah, I'm out. I'm not going to go and sit out next to a fire.
No, it's ridiculous.
At 1 degrees.
I was
in
going
the
to sit
UK.
inside.
Not happening.
No, it's absurd.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that I'm glad that came out. I read that this morning because that virality and viral content, although holds, to be fair, it holds more merit for the agency that's done it.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
on the back for them.
It
Yeah.
is I like
because that will be on their testimonial page. What client cases?
Ollie flies that one out. Like we speak about this, and you would we've got some brilliant case studies. Like we made CB heating £1 million in 72 hours. We'll be rolling that one out for years because it's true. I know it's different because ours is commercial versus, but people want that content to be seen.
Yeah.
You know, they want their message out there. They want all that. So I totally get it. But does it provide the revenue that people think it does? And
Probably not.
And I think the answer is no.
Unfortunately, you just got to track and watch metrics, haven't you? Boring as it is. There's no ego there. There's no flash stuff happening, but it's making you money.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, some of the creative we put out on client
No
apps.
matter what, every client, just at the end of the day, might get all excited on those little creative meetings. They're not excited anymore, are they? Now the CEO's been sacked.
No.
That's gone down like a lead balloon.
Oh, yeah, because they've gone, where's our dough?
It was all such a
Snoop's
good.
got it.
Yeah, it was all such a good idea.
How much is a solo stove, out of curiosity?
Well, this has been part of my thinking as we've been talking about this. What did we say? Do we find out what he charges?
Yeah, Michael told us last time.
What was it?
Well, and he told us what it was for like music. His whole thing is like 250k.
For 8 barrels or 16?
16.
I mean, how much has that company made or had investment of how many people are
250 quid,
buying
okay.
that?
I don't know if that's the one.
How many people are buying one of those at 250 quid?
And also,
300
do you not
quid?
think, and again, you know, maybe this is, I don't know if this is just me, but do you not think it's a bit weird when they did it in December? Do you not, like...
Why would that be weird?
Well, because he's outside in December.
But these are made for anyone who might want to
No.
go camping and
Nick,
stuff like that.
No.
Well,
These are going to sit. No one's carrying around. I camp.
All right, so these are sitting in your garden, yeah?
Yeah, but why then do it in December? I can tell you now, because you like this type of stuff, right? If that was advertised to you in, say, April, May, June-ish time, and
Ready to sit outside in some evenings.
and you had 250 spots spare, you'd bought one of those. You would have.
I can't deny that.
No, you would.
And you know what? The smokeless thing would have...
It would have got tipped you over the head. You'd have gone...
Because if I have to walk past any fire
Here we
and
go.
have Caroline going, I have to bloody wash my hair again.
There you
Now
go.
my clothes stink.
There you go.
That's why some of those would be successful. Because I know you're not bothered, but I hate when you go to like some of these pubs and they got, you know, they're welcoming the car park of the fire. It's like, great, I'm going to stink like shit before I walk in. Brilliant.
But what I'm saying is, you're the example there. Is that you'd have seen that and gone, oh, we're about to go. Oh, getting a bit warmer now. You'd have seen it and gone, that's brilliant. You'd have gone online, had a look and gone,
I can tell you exactly
80
what
quid.
I'm looking at the moment.
80 quid, 3 months.
Do you want to know what I'm looking at the moment?
Come on.
So this is where what I'm going with. We've got the pans, that's all done. Haven't gone for the Gonzo pizza oven, but that'll happen in the future. This one now is an indoor ceramic barbecue that you put on your stove to do your kebabs and all your chickeny little things. But you have special coals in it. You light them with a torch thing. It lights up. No heat comes out of it. It's only 28 centimeters in width, bit in height. It sits on your cooker, and you can basically do char like chefs use it in their cookers and in their kitchens and stuff. It's only because I watch a lot of cooking programs that I'm like, that's pretty cool, and I would use one of those inside. I'm going through the emotional part at the moment of how often would I use that. 149 quid, I can get one of those. Because it hasn't become a household thing now.
No,
this is still buying off like some Japanese website because they use them in Japan. And it basically starts with every household in Japan has an indoor barbecue basically, or in Korea and stuff. Like that sort of thing, yeah. It's only small. You can buy them different sizes. Small one, 140 quid. Yeah, probably.
So yeah, you'd have bought a
But
Solo.
I get use out of that. The fire thing, that's the one I was looking at in the bottom bit. Little Kasai Conroe, that sort.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but actually no, the Conroe Japanese right on the left. But a small one.
So back to my point around timing. Timing for that viral campaign, I think it's hit the mark. Missed the mark, sorry. Massively. If that was done in May, June, I believe for the UK market especially, they'd have sold.
I wonder if it was like Snoop's.
Yeah.
They might have been planning it for a while.
Oh, and I totally get that. But what's the objective? Is the objective to go viral or to sell stuff? Because the CEO now, or the ex-CEO, is pretty sat there going,
Yeah, you're going to have more people
could've
like
done that,
you when
mate.
you came round and we had our idea of that API thing that night. That night would have been a sort of night that something like that would get lit.
yeah.
Because it would get to about 9:30 in the UK and go, bit of a chill, isn't it?
I was
Not
freezing.
in December where it's like, oh, -5 outside. Let's go and should we light the fire?
Outside.
In fact, next door, we got back from where we were going. I looked out and said, I think next door are going to sit outside. I hope they don't invite us because last time we did it, we got absolutely rat-assed. So I was like, I don't want to get invited. Caroline went up half an hour later and said, they're not sitting out yet. They're obviously waiting for the fire to get hot.
Pointless. But again, I think timing with that one has missed the mark, personally.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say could. I think that's that's dirt.
It's also not talking to you as a potential buyer. So when you think of the copy, the advertising that we do for people, we are putting that thing is going to be shown to someone at the right time and make them go, that's me. There was nothing about the Snoop Dogg advert that went, that's me. You were looking at Snoop Dogg going, why is Snoop Dogg sitting next to a fire?
Can I probably give a little bit of thought process behind how that's all happened? Right.
Go on then.
So CEO, in his younger days, probably had a bit of right. And he used to listen to a bit of Snoop Doggy Dogg. Smoke weed every day.
And he's had the idea of it.
And he's now the CEO. You know, he's a responsible adult now, father of 3. Yeah, doing all right for himself. The marketing team's going to be going in. I've got this idea. I don't know if you'd be up for it. And he's gone,
Great idea.
how much? X. Do it. Where?
It might be.
And then they come back a week later and gone, right, we can do it, but they can't do it in December because Snoop, like you said, Snoop's availability. Yeah, that's right. He'll be fine.
People sit outside, don't they?
He's had his boyhood dream done. He's met
You probably
Snoop.
even met him, yeah.
He met Snoop. He's so happy. Grand
he would have been
Christmas.
there, just like, where are you filming it?
Brother, yeah.
I'm there on that day.
Yeah,
by the
brother-in-law. Like, how was it? Oh God, what a dude! You know,
Yeah.
all that stuff. January, dead.
That's the guy, John Merris. He's only stepped down.
Oh, 100%. That guy there.
Yeah.
His brother-in-law is gone. How was he? Oh, just such a cool dude. So cool. And now he's out of a job. So, that's today's episode.
Good one, that.
Yeah. Right. I've been Nick. He's been James. See you later.